So we all have things that irritate us, make us mad, even sometimes furious. Things that really get on our nerves. And those things are usually called pet peeves. So today I decided to make a tier list of pet peeves. Some aren't as annoying and some are more annoying than others. But before we get into the tier list, I do want to quickly ask that if you are enjoying the content and see yourself returning to the channel quite often, really appreciate it if you left a like on this video as well as subscribe to the channel. But with that being said, let's just get into it, shall we? Oh, and also I will be spinning a wheel so that the choices are a little bit more random and, a little bit more spontaneous. So let's go ahead and get in with our first one here. Let's see. What do we got? Okay, so leaving water running. All right, so obviously you don't want to run your water bill up because that is bad. For me though, I'm not saying it's still bad. I know I put the though there, insinuating that it's not it's a big deal. Okay, let me just put that out there real quick. For me, it is annoying when you have water running, especially when you're the person that pays the water bill. For me, leaving the water running would probably be... Oh, I guess I should also explain. S is very bad. S tier is like the most, angry that you can get. D is like kind of, it's annoying, but, not too big of a deal. Leaving the water running, I'm honestly gonna put it at a B. Because for me, if I see the water running, it doesn't really, I can just go over there and turn the tap off. It doesn't bug me as much as per se if like maybe I was paying the water bill. It'd probably be a little bit more infuriating. But I don't know. I feel like B is a good position there. Like it's annoying, but I can easily myself just turn the tap off. All right, remove that one. Let's go on to the next one, shall we? People jaywalking. Okay, so people jaywalking. Currently, right now, I work as a land surveyor, and we go out to jobs. Most of our jobs, when we're surveying, we survey light poles for small cell towers. I see a lot of jaywalking where I go. A lot of jaywalking, and to me, it's like on one hand, I do this. I do this for my job, but to be fair, okay, stay with me here for a second. I sometimes have to jaywalk to get to the light pole that I'm surveying because sometimes the light pole ends up like in a median in the road, or it's just across the street and I need to survey the middle of the street too, for like utilities and stuff. However, I do wear a yellow vest. Let me be clear on that. I do wear a yellow vest. So it's like I'm there for a job. It makes sense for me to jaywalk. However, sometimes when I see it out where I'm surveying, most times it irritates me because the person is literally like maybe seconds, maybe minutes away from a crosswalk. I understand if you're in a hurry, but like you could have just walked the extra 20 or so feet to the crosswalk to cross safely. My concern is just the safety of the person and also the drivers as well. It's just like, come on. Why would you risk your life for just that small, teeny tiny seconds of time, To me, I think jaywalking is probably... Okay, so I'm going to actually put this at a B, and then I'm going to actually move leaving the water on down to a C. B is like, I can get it from, standpoint from my job. I have to do it sometimes, but also for like normal pedestrians, it's like, why risk your life for that? You're not wearing a yellow vest. I am. I can do it. Why risk your life for it is just basically what I'm trying to say. It's like things could happen. Someone could be on their phone while they're driving, not paying attention. Bad things can happen, and you either lose your life or you are severely injured, depending on the situation. But anyways, I'm going to put jaywalking at B. And by the end of this, we might switch things around. Obviously, that's how a tier list works. But yeah, we'll see at the end. All right, remove that. On to the next thing. Slow drivers. All right, we got slow drivers. So I am usually more patient than I think most people down where I live. I don't really get too angry with slow drivers unless it's like obviously keeping up a whole bunch of traffic. Then, you know, I will move into the other lane. If there's a passing lane, I'll pass them. No big deal. So slow drivers for me, I think I got to go with a C on that. It's sometimes annoying, especially if I'm running like maybe a little late for work, or if I'm trying to get to a specific place in a, you know, certain amount of time. Then it is a little annoying, but I can just be patient. I can pass them if I'm able to, and I can go on, you know, throughout my drive, and, you know, we'll be good. We'll be fine. If they're going like maybe 10 miles under the speed limit though, that's probably, well, not even like 10 miles, maybe like 15-ish miles under the speed limit. That's probably when I'd like maybe start honking my horn, but other than that, I'm fine. All right, next up, what do we got? Talking with mouth full. Okay. I have been a little guilty of this. I will be honest. I try not to do it in a rude way though. Okay. I try not to do it in a rude way. Usually when, you know, sometimes when I talk with my mouth full, it's usually because either somebody has asked me a question, and with my mouth full, I let them know, like, my mouth's full. I just let them know. Other times, if it's like, if someone asks me a question or is talking to me and it needs an answer right away, I will sometimes answer that with my mouth full, but also try to be a little respectful. I don't know. I have been guilty about that. I will be honest. It is a little annoying when, you know, you're trying to have a conversation and someone's just talking with their mouth full. If they are aware that their mouth is full but are trying to hold an entire conversation, that's when it is really annoying. That's when it's like, okay, maybe chew your food, swallow, wait until your mouth is not full to maybe speak. Yeah, for that, I am going to put at a B, you know, kind of midway through. It is annoying. Wait until your mouth is clear and then talk. Otherwise, I'm not going to understand what you're saying. I think that'll be a B for me. Well, let's move it up to A. Yeah, I think that'll be an A, because if I'm trying to have a conversation with somebody and they are talking with their mouth full the entire time, yeah, no. All right, next pet peeve. What do we got? Being late. I have also been guilty of this before. Especially with like my last job, sometimes clocking in late because, you know, while I was going to school, kind of, you know, getting off from school and then going to work right after. Sometimes you're a little late. So I've been guilty of being late to work a few times. I try not to. I try to make it on time, but sometimes, you know, traffic or other things get in the way. And, you know, I might be waking up late, slept in, just running late. I haven't really had too many people like be late on me. Usually I'm pretty forgiving about that. If they're like maybe like 5 minutes, 10 minutes late, it's fine with me. Like they apologize, it's fine, we're good. If it keeps happening, yeah, I would get a little annoyed. But if they're like 30 minutes late, an hour late, then that's where things start to get a little, you know, for instance, if like maybe me and my friends have like a game session that we want to play and like record. If one person is late for that, you know, that kind of screws up with everyone else's schedule, puts everybody else in a situation where do we keep recording that day or do we postpone it? That's where I will have my annoyances. Other than that, I think that's going to be a C for me. It doesn't bug me too much unless it's excessive, you know? All right, next up, we have children crying on plane. Okay, so this one I cannot relate to because I have never been on a plane. I have never flown anywhere, so I have not had that experience. So I guess the only thing that I can really compare it to is like being out in public and like maybe like at a store or something, and you know somebody has their kid and they're just crying, and that can be a little annoying. But because I have not had this specific instance of children crying on a plane, I'm gonna go ahead and throw that at D. All right, onwards to the next. Littering. All right. I don't get why people litter. I'm gonna be real honest. It's, you know, it could be attributed to like laziness. I don't get it, especially with like outside the car, like tossing trash outside the car. Why can't you just deal with the trash for just a little bit longer until you get to your destination, find a garbage can, throw away your trash, or, you know, wait till you get home and maybe, I don't know, maybe clean out your car and like throw away the stuff that's in your car. Okay, here's my thing. If it is, you know, small enough If it's small enough to fit in your pocket, and if it's like not filthy or wet or anything like that, it's not gonna like stain your clothes or like do anything to your attire. If it's like a wrapper, like a chocolate bar wrapper, or like a wrapper from a burrito or something, if it is like not gonna ruin your clothes or do anything to you, why not just like keep it in your pocket for a little bit? Wait until you have an opportunity to throw it away in a trash can or something. Yeah, just wait, you know. Obviously, if your pockets are full and you can't, I hate to tell you, but you still have two hands. Just keep it in your hands until you get to a trash can or something, you know. I don't get why people need to just throw it on the streets, throw it, you know, out of their cars. It just makes you look trashy. It just makes you look like a piece of shit. It's the most selfless act I think you can do, is just throw away your trash. Don't throw it out on the streets. Don't throw it out anywhere public. I don't get why people do it. I just don't get it. It's, yeah, I'm gonna put that at A. It just seems like something so simple to me, just to not litter. Find a trash can, find a means of disposing of it that's not just thrown out somewhere. Can't be that hard. All right, next up. Blocking walkway / doorway. I see this a lot every time, you know, you go to that grocery store. There's always somebody having a conversation with somebody else in the aisle, like, oh, they're catching up. They haven't seen each other in a while. Oh, hey, Greg, nice to see you again. How's the wife? How's the kids? You know, and they're both taking up the whole fucking aisle. Maybe move your conversation to somewhere a little bit more, you know, wider of an area. Take your cart and the other person's cart, put it off to the side on one side of the aisle, and have your conversation there. That's fine. That's okay. Just have your just don't block the aisle in the middle of a grocery store. Like, it's not that difficult to do. Be self-aware, be aware of everybody else that needs to get through and get past you, and just maybe move your conversation somewhere else, and it'll be fine. Everything will be fine. Get out of people's way, please and thank you. That one I am going to put at an A. Talking during movie / using phone during movie. I really don't get how people nowadays don't get the memo that is a no-go at the movie theater. I'm pretty sure most of everybody knows that once the movie starts, it is time to turn off all the electronics, not even look at your phone, and just watch the movie. Don't talk during the movie. Don't look at your phone during the movie. Everybody there is just trying to have a good time, watch the movie, and not be bothered by anything else. They don't need an extra set of dialogue happening next to them or within the vicinity that has nothing to do with the movie that they're trying to watch. They don't need like an extra light being flashed in the middle of the room. It's not that hard. You can live without your phone for about an hour. All right. You don't need to pick it up unless it's like for like an emergency or anything. You know, if someone's calling you because something's happening, then okay, it's fine. But leave the theater, get up, leave, take the phone call, do what you need to do. That I will put at A. I think I'm gonna have to move some things around real quick. I'm gonna move jaywalking down to a C, leaving water down to a D, and then I think I'm going to move talking with mouth full down to a B, and then movie theater down to a B as well. All right, next one, walking slow. Okay, so I do not mind people walking slow if there's enough area to pass through, you know, kind of pretty much the same concept as the slow drivers. I do, however, have a problem with it if there is a bunch of people behind you and you're walking slow, either looking at your phone or talking to your friend next to you, not paying attention to everything else going around you. That's where it does become annoying. Again, for me, I would be a little bit more patient and just kind of try to look for an opening to see if I can pass through. No big deal. So because of that, and it's, you know, sort of the same concept as the slow drivers, I'm gonna go ahead and put that as a C there. All right, on to the next peeve. Oh, I get so annoyed with this one. Tailgating. And no, I'm not talking about the tailgating where a bunch of people get together at a sporting event and have, you know, a party on a tailgate out in the parking lot. That is fine. That's just good fun. I am talking about the people that are so impatient during their day-to-day lives that they feel the need to just get butt to mouth with you on the freeway, you know, just like, again, coming from me, who is a little bit more patient and, you know, more understanding, I don't get why people feel the need to literally sniff the exhaust from the back of your car while they're driving. I don't get the need to be so close to somebody that you are like moments away from like, what happens if I need to slam on my brakes? Either like, you know, something crosses the road, car ahead of me is slamming on their brakes too. You're kinda, I'm gonna be honest with you. You're gonna be the one at fault in that situation. I'm not gonna take any responsibility for that because you should have been, you know, a certain amount of distance away to where that wouldn't have happened. The only reason why I see people tailgating is to let, you know, the driver ahead of them know that, hey, I'm going faster than you. Therefore, you need to move over to the other lane and let me pass. It happens a lot of times with like single lane roads, right? Where there's just like a lane for each side. A lot of times people will tailgate you and there hasn't been a passing lane yet. So they can't, you know, they obviously can't pass yet, but like, they're also expecting you to just move over to the side of the road just to let them pass. Like, I don't understand the amount of importance that they think they are to think like it's honestly, it's a lot of truck drivers too. It's a lot of pickup trucks. It is a lot of pickup trucks. I guess there's just some added like testosterone or, you know, compensation that they feel the need. They're more important and that you need to move over for them. That's just how it seems to be in my eyes. I don't get it. I don't know why they need to do it. It frustrates me every time I'm going to work and, you know, see somebody coming in hot behind me and I can't move over. I'm already in the farthest right lane. Somebody else is taking up the left lane. What do you want me to do in that situation? What do you want me to do? And sometimes, most of the time, I am going the speed limit, maybe sometimes even a little over, and yet they're still on my ass. I don't get it. Why do they feel the need to do that? You are not more important than anybody else. Everybody's just trying to get to work, you know, get to point A to point B. Just be patient. Learn patience. I swear to God, it's that simple. That one, I'm going to put in an S. I don't get why people do it. I don't understand it. Just be patient. Follow the correct distance that you need to in case an accident does happen and you're not, you know, trying to point fingers and point blame at, you know, something that could have been prevented by you just staying a certain distance away. So I'm gonna leave it at that. That's an S tier for me. All right, what do we got for the next one? Slow internet. Being a gamer, being, you know, someone who is on the internet almost 24/7. Slow internet pains me. I am fortunate enough to have fiber where I live and where it's, you know, quick, it's easy, but the off times where the internet does hitch a little bit and things go a little bit more slower than usual, it's annoying. It's very annoying, especially when I'm trying to upload videos. It just takes even longer to upload those videos, have them ready. And like, I used to, you know, I grew up with slow internet, you know, dial up wasn't that fast. Even when we started getting, you know, Wi-Fi wasn't that fast. So I kind of, once I tasted freedom with fast internet, it's just been so difficult to just have any sort of hiccups. It's a little annoying. I'm gonna go ahead and put that one at an A. Not fun. Next up, we have not cleaning up after your pet. Okay, this one I haven't seen too often, but I understand why people get frustrated with it. If I did see it a little bit more often, I would be frustrated as well. When you're walking your dog or whatever pet you're walking, cat, raccoon, squirrel, I don't know. When you are walking your pet and they decide to do their business off in a bush or in the grass somewhere, it is your responsibility to make sure that is correctly cleaned and disposed of, especially in public areas. I get it if, you know, if it's in your own yard, if it's, you know, on your own property, that's fine. You get to it when you get to it, no big deal. But if you're like renting or in a public space like a park and you are not taking the responsibility for your pet, then most times if that is not taken care of, and if a lot of people don't do it, public spaces end up not allowing pets, not allowing dogs. Obviously, if you have a service animal, they can't really tell you no, but like for everybody else who just wants to have a nice, play day with their dog at a park, or just wants to casually take their pet for a walk, people just end up not allowing that, and it sucks. Be a more responsible pet owner, clean up after them, and everyone will be happy. Everyone can have their pets. That's simple. This one I will go ahead and put at a B. All right, next. Sneezing and coughing without covering mouth. I have been guilty of doing this. Not proud of it. In public spaces, I do cover my mouth and try to watch that as much as I can. But like at home, I don't know why I feel like it's different, but in my mind, it feels like it is. And with sneezing, I will cover my mouth all the time. It's just something that is put into your brain at a young age. Cover your mouth when you're sneezing. I always do that. With coughing, if you have like caught any, sometimes I'll like cough during my videos. I'll just like cough to the side. Again, not proud of it. I should be covering my mouth because I'm in my own space and my own, home, it shouldn't matter. I will do better at that. But because I have been guilty of it in the past, I will go ahead and put that at a C. It is annoying to see other people not do it in public. In public, it is definitely annoying to see other people not do it. So yeah, when you're out in public, cover your mouth. I'll move that up at B because it's still a bad thing to do. I'll just put that at a B. All right, next one. We got interrupting. So like interrupting when you're in a conversation with somebody and somebody else butts in on the conversation, just somebody talking over somebody else. That does get annoying. Have I been guilty of interrupting in the past? Yes. I have done that sometimes. It is really annoying. I've been interrupted plenty of times. It does not feel good. This one, I think I'm going to put it at a B because again, I've done it before. I've had it done to me. It's not fun. It's not good. Makes the other person feel bad, like you're not listening to them. That one I will put at a B. All right, next up we have pen clicking / tapping. This doesn't really annoy me too much, to be honest with you. I will sometimes do it at work. My brother does it a whole lot at work. Calling you out. Yeah, I don't know. I think I've just gotten used to it, mainly because my brother does it a whole lot at work, and it just fills the ambience, I guess. It's just part of the ambient noises. Yeah, honestly, pen clicking and like tapping does not really bother me a whole lot. I'm gonna put that at a D. All right, next up, leaving the lights on. My wife hates me when I do this. I am definitely a guilty culprit of this. I've done it, growing up. My dad hated it. My wife hates when I do this. I turn the light on and then afterwards I just don't think about it, I've been trying to fix the habit. I've been trying to fix it, turning off the lights when I'm not in a room. If it's not being used, turn it off, stuff like that. I still manage to, screw that up a few times. Again, my wife hates me for it, but I am guilty. I am guilty of that one. That one will be set at D. So looking at the list now, D should be ones where I definitely are not an issue to me, and I have been guilty of myself. I'm gonna move water running up to the C. I'm gonna move water running up to C, and then I think keep the rest down here. Yeah. All right. Not using turn signals. Okay. This one is immediately going up to S. Immediately. I don't get why people don't use turn signals. It literally takes no effort. Literally no effort. This is the most effort it takes when you're driving a vehicle and you need to either signal to make your turn or change lanes. This is it. This right here. Some of you are going to have your minds blown of how simple this is. You're driving, right? Oh, I need to make a right turn. Let me replay that for you. I don't think you caught it. All right. I need to switch into the left lane. You see how simple that is? It's a simple wrist movement. Maybe not even a wrist movement, like a finger movement. This right here. This is all you need to use the little lever that's on the side of your wheel. I don't get why more people don't use your turn signals. They are there for a reason, people. They are there to signal to the, driver behind you which way you're gonna go. I'm sorry, but there is no such thing as body language in a car. I cannot tell if you're gonna go left or you're gonna go right. Nobody can tell that. Nobody can read your mind, okay? Use the goddamn turn signal for the love of God. Again, it boggles my mind because it takes literally no amount of effort, not even like a second of your time to just flip on your turn signal. I don't get it. It just makes me mad. All right, we are on the last two. Let's see what we get. Not returning shopping carts. This one as well is immediately going to S tier, buddy. You have to be a real lazy piece of shit not to return your cart. I'm sorry. That is just flat out my opinion. It'll take you maybe not even 5 minutes to find a cart drop off or whatever it's called and just put the cart back. It makes the employee's job so much easier so that they don't have to go around the whole parking lot and wrangle up all the shopping carts like a bunch of lost sheep. And it's just common courtesy, right? A lot of times people will leave them in the middle of parking stalls, and people will have to imagine the parking lot completely full and there's one spot left. You go to get into that spot and you don't see it because there's other cars blocking it. Oh, there's a shopping cart there. You now have to be halfway out into the lane, move the shopping cart, and then park your vehicle. I feel like it just creates hazard. And again, it takes probably less than 5 minutes to just find a cart stall and put it in. That's it. You're not in that much of a hurry. You're not. I'm sorry. You're just not. You're not that much of in a hurry to just leave your cart there. It has also gotten to the point where I have been to Walmart sometimes. I have even seen people leave their carts in the main entryway to Walmart where the carts are stored. You could not take the extra 10 seconds to just grab your groceries out. Obviously, you didn't need a cart for the groceries because you're able to carry them out with your hands now. But still, you couldn't take the extra 10 seconds, push your cart back into where it belongs. It has gotten to that point where people are just starting to leave them out in the entryway. I've seen it 3 or 4 times. Are people really getting that lazy now? Honest to God, just take the extra 10 seconds, put the cart back. It's that simple. I do it every time because I'm not a piece of shit. It is not that hard, people. All right, last but not least, let's see what we got. All right, we don't need to do the wheel. I'm just playing it up for you. Cloud chewers. I'm going to call out my brother again on this. Because sometimes during work, during lunch, I understand that sometimes he does not realize. And that's fine. It is a little annoying to, off to the side, just start hearing the lip smacking, the chewing noises. It gets a little annoying. I've had to get on him a few times for it. And I'm a little bit more understanding. I get it. He might not realize that he's doing it. It's probably a subconscious thing that he does it. That one, I think I'm going to set at a B. Actually, no. I'm going to set that as an A because if it was anybody else doing it, anybody else besides my brother, I would probably be a lot more infuriated by it, to be honest. But because it's my brother, he's fine. He gets off the hook a little bit. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at the tier list and see if we need to move anything. These are staying up here regardless. These just make me mad to the fullest extent. A tier, I feel, looks good. I might move the cleaning up after your pet to A. I think B looks good. And I think that's it. Yeah, I think I'm pretty happy with that tier list. But yeah, let me know down in the comments below which one of these pet peeves you hate the most. And if there are any that I did not cover that you maybe want to see in the future video, maybe we can add on to this tier list. Who knows? But yeah, with all that being said, again, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.